Oh, boys and girls, I told you. I've been telling you for literally years in game that the moment we hit the Football League, we're doing back-to-back promotions, and that is exactly what's happening. We're nearly at the halfway point of the season. We are top of League 2. Let's do back-to-back-to-back. Let's assume this season's job is already done. Make sure we get promoted next year as well, and then I can re-release the Kev Was Right t-shirts, or the Kev Told... I think it was Kev Told Me So. We'll figure out the t-shirts. It'll be fine. Because let's face it, absolutely nothing could possibly go wrong from here on in. Right. This is the situation. We are top of League 2, as mentioned. 4 points clear of our old enemy, Notts County, who are down in 4th place. We've got the top scorer in the division in Jamar Hughes. And bearing in mind, Hughes was injured for a big chunk of games, 6 games. Most of the last stream he was injured for, or half of the last stream. But he's still the top scorer in the division. Big Holman is one of the best players in the division, as is Hughes. Tyler Goodrum, although he had a slow start to the season, has now restored his normal position of things of being the top assist maker in the division, albeit not with the kind of numbers he's used to posting. But he has got himself up to a 7.45. for his first season in the Football League, which is not too shabby. I say it's his first season in the Football League. He played 27 games for Oxford in League 1 7 or 8 years ago, but we don't really count that. I was going to say they were mostly off the bench. They weren't. He started 19 games. He played 30. Hold on. He played 30 games in the Championship for Swansea. Why the hell has he been slumming it down in non-league with us for so long when he played 30 games in the Championship for Swansea? Something is afoot here. Too right, he should step up. Goodness me. Right. So that's the plan. The plan is we are going to continue this excellent run of form that we've been on and just keep winning football matches and go up automatically. We are in a position to do transfers when the window opens again in January, because we had a relatively light summer. So we've got plenty of spare budget in terms of wage budget. I said in the intro that nothing could possibly go wrong. I guess the one thing that could potentially go wrong is if we start getting offers from big clubs for key players. I'm looking at Godwin, and there's a load of Championship clubs looking at Godwin. He looks like he's the only one I would class as a key player that anyone's interested in at the moment. Peterborough looking at Kiezu. Few clubs in for Brandon Bryan War. We'll worry about them a little bit further down the line. By the way, I feel like I'm blowing my load early here, getting straight into the weather. I'm giving you nothing. You don't need to stick around for the afternoon now. I mean, traffic will be coming up later. I'm not giving you everything up front, but we do need to talk about the weather. It feels like spring. I've got the window wide open. It's a bright sunny day out there. It was still light while we were having our dinner last night. It was light when we got up this morning. Spring has sprung, boys and girls, and what a time to be alive. Doesn't it just feel better? Wouldn't it be nice, our first spring in 3 years, where we can actually go out and enjoy it as well? That would be double nice with bells on. Not having to stay indoors throughout spring. What are you doing indoors? Watching a stream? Go out and enjoy the fresh air. You're only in the house to stream. I'd rather be homeless. That is a very good point. Boom. Tyler Goodrum. We saw somewhere over the weekend that is it's a weird setup. I guess officially it's a 4-bed. I don't think it was a 4-bed originally. It's a little bit older, and it's been converted either for a disabled person or an old person, I guess, because it's got the ramps front and back with the handrails, and you go in, and on the left, you go left as you go in, and you have your living room, dining room, and then kitchen in front of you, and then to the right is a bedroom with a massive wet room. And then out in the garden, they've kind of on the back of where the garage is, they've built an office out there, and then you've got 3 bedrooms upstairs. So it's a weird setup. We'd have to do a lot of work to it, but because we don't need a massive wet room as big as our living room, and we don't need a bedroom downstairs. Obviously, you can easily take the bed out and it becomes a living room, other than the fact it's got an ensuite. And it's a good 50 grand cheaper than the one we were hoping to get, for more space and a bigger garden. to be fair, a nicer area, but it's a little bit run down, and we'd need to be knocking walls down and doing all sorts of stuff to it. How quickly after we move in am I going to be in there and working? And it becomes less likely. This is the FA Cup first round. We're away to McDonald's right now. Interesting. I think the moment was lost. I think the pandemic took the moment from us. I think for me to do it now, I'd have to kind of restart the process. And what I mean by that is give it a few years for people to forget about it and then redo it on YouTube so people are really into it again, and then follow it up immediately with a real life thing. The plan was it would have happened by now if we were going to do it, and it would have been off the back of it being on YouTube. But the pandemic happening the way it did kind of took that momentum away. Come along then, let's not mess this up. Oh, we've actually got a striker on the bench for once. What a time. We've got 2 strikers on the bench. Oh, we'll get them both on. Thoughts on William Regal? He's officially not William Regal, is he? They're not allowed to call him that, although they did on commentary. But WWE owned the name William Regal. So he's Lord Regal, apparently. I hope he does his NXT general manager job. Well, it looks more like he'll be managing the tag team of those two, which I guess will be fun. I can't imagine him as a manager, though. That's terrible goalkeeping from Worcester. He doesn't even try and catch it. He just wandered out there to have a look at it sailing over his head. Get the league table on. Or maybe not. Can we have the league table on, please? League table. There we go. So we're level on points with Crawley. They are now above us in the league. This stream hasn't started as well as it could have done. Right, we'll immediately drop them a demand more. Oh, and here they're going to deliver me more straight away from a corner. No, maybe not. Come on, boys. Top versus second. Oh, he's at the inside of the post. We were supposed to be running away with the league by now. It's all gone wrong. Form hasn't really been with us yet this afternoon. Oh, here we go. This is the solution. We just needed to stand up. We're going to go attack him. Real football is the opposite of the streamer showdown. The only thing that matters is the league. We're back in it. See, standing up is all we needed to do. Come on, boys. What? Who handballed it? We should get replays of penalties. The amount of offside replays they show us, but there's a questionable penalty and we don't get to see the replay. It's ridiculous. That wasn't ideal. We've been FM'd there, looking at the match stats. Let's just go back in. We've lost 2 games in a row. It's all gone wrong. That's unfortunate what's happened there. Very unfortunate. We've controlled possession. We've had more shots, better XG. 9 corners to their 1. But somehow they've beaten us to go top of the league. And we've lost our 12-game unbeaten run. Oh! Why don't we score goals anymore? What's the best way to rest your players between games? Get them on recovery training. There you go. Recovery training. Recovery training. Need the recovery training. Don't let any of these silly goose YouTubers convince you that you need to rest them. That's less effective than putting on recovery training. I keep forgetting that we're Leamington. I just assume that we're Peterborough in this scenario. We're not, are we? Oh, Theodros! Ah! Am I going to do online pack openings? If people want to see stuff like that. I'm still really early days with it. What I discovered at the weekend is there's sites where you can buy loads of the online codes. So I bought like 200 packs worth of online codes for 40 quid and I opened a load over the weekend to get a bunch more cards on my online profile. Oh, good. We've been knocked out of this stupid tournament. Right, it's our replay in the FA Cup. Let's win it and get through to the next round. Online poker is still going, but not in the same way it was. Basically, I don't know. They shut access to it down to Americans. So all the easy targets, all the fish were gone. So it's much harder to make money. Any traffic news? It's a bit early. It's a little early, one moment. Next door, I've got a new car and it is parked outside. But other than that, we are clear. Of course, we are approaching the school run, which will be beginning in about 20 minutes time. So if you are planning on making a journey, I'd suggest head out now or giving it an hour. There we go. Traffic news. I think online poker is the only industry that pays tax from gross revenue. It's sickening how it's treated. Yeah, in the UK, because it's classed as winnings, it wasn't taxable. Well, it was, I don't know what the situation is now, but certainly at the time, gambling winnings not taxable. I've never really gambled outside of that few years where I played a lot of poker, so I don't really understand. Well, I kind of understand the concept of gambling, but playing all that poker over the years taught me to only want to risk money when I could control the outcome, which is why I don't gamble on sports. In other news, I started clearing out the cupboard that runs alongside me, and I found 3 unopened packs of LED strips. So I need to decide where in here I can put some LED strips. I might put some on the underside of the desk, but you won't see them. I need LED strips. Where shall I put my LED strips? Why is the league table still not there? Doo-da, doo-da. Oh, this is our game in hand. Okay. This is quite important then. Our game in hand, and we're playing our big rivals, Notts County, who stole several of our players off us a few years back, none of which are at their club anymore. So they didn't need to steal them. And the AI is playing narrow. That's the way to play Football Manager this year. It's the narrow year. Oh, Hughes is back. That's a finish. A finish and a cartwheel. Beautiful stuff. Let's have a look at it from the other angle. Okoronkwo out to Cooper. Cooper into Hughes. One touch on the inside of his foot. He's just side-footed that over the goalkeeper. Beautiful. And that puts us back within 3 points of Crawley. Assuming it stays like this. Or improves. We want to win the league. We don't just want to get promoted. I know it's easy to get promoted from this league. 3 automatic promotion spots and the playoffs. So you should get promoted, regardless. But we want to win the league. None of this going up in second place nonsense. We want to win the league. Oh, we're back to winning ways. We're properly back to our best again. We're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. We're going to win the league. Look at that. 3 wins on the spin. And an FA Cup 3rd round tie against Uddersfield. We're mid-table in the Championship. Are we going to have another cup run this year? That would be amazing. Right, come on. Let's do a football, please. Please and thank you. We'd like to go back to the top of the table. Dave is really wagging his tail. Oh, Hughes is back. Good old Hughesy. Carlisle United, local rivals of Exeter, I believe. The Carlisle-Exeter derby. This is good work from Cooper. Oh, this is good football again. We're playing well. We're playing well. Ho, 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 ho. How was that? Oh, I thought it was Big Holman who scored. Ugh. Why is it not taking up any of the screen? Why is it all in the middle? That's so weird. Okay, this does feel like the olden days. Oh, I remember this. I remember this. There you go. We've seen Hughes score in 2D. We are top of the league. And we battered Northampton, and we're plunging them into relegation trouble. That is what I call an afternoon well spent. Right, Brandon Brian Moore is leaving for £110,000 to Gillingham. We brought him in on a free. He played pretty well for a year and a half. He's out of contract at the end of the year as a 3-star current ability player with no potential. And we sold him on at a profit. That works for me. Goodrum's going to be upset about it, isn't he? We let him go because we didn't need him. We've got the Holmans. How big is Big Holman? Big Holman's 6'5". Little Holman is 6'4". Thought Big Holman was going to show you how big he was there, but it's actually Scott getting injured. Not injured, fouled. So now we have Little Kev with the chance to score from the penalty spot. This team desperately needs Slavy Spasov. I strongly disagree. We've got much better strikers than Slavy Spasov. Must be hay fever, but the antihistamine doesn't seem to have worked. Theodros is there. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Hello, Dave. I see. Dave's decided to come up and say hello. You going to come up again and say hello? Come on. Everyone wants to see you. There he is. Dave's here! It's Dave! Thought there was a football match going on. There you go. That was Dave Cam. He's just staring into my soul now. Just sat there looking at me as if to say, I am not moving until you give me the biscuit that I am owed. I let you rub my head. You now owe me food. You're not a cat. You can't glare at me like that. You love having your head rubbed. Right, boys and girls, I think what I'm going to do is save the FA Cup game for the start of tomorrow's stream. Look, we did get back into form in the end. But I think it is sensible to give my voice a little bit of a rest when it is struggling a little bit. So I think we're going to end the stream here. It's a nice little logical ending point because then we can start things off tomorrow